So, you've finally done it. You've learned the basics of the web, HTML, CSS, and the famous JavaScript. But now it's time to put your skills to the test. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be heading to Frontend Mentor, and we're going to be tackling a challenge. So if you're interested, stick around, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and allow me to go get my glasses because I can't see.
These balls are my tools and I'm over equipped. I'm way too legit to be faking that drip. Don't hate on a hater cause hating haters is a hate that's contagious and really ain't shit. I'm a
So jumping straight into Frontend Mentor, this is the challenge that we're going to be tackling. It's a basic HTML and CSS challenge, and it's going to be a QR code component, right? On the right, it shows us what it's supposed to look like on desktop and what it's supposed to look like on mobile. But I think for this video, we'll just do a desktop view. And if you look here, you'll see that I have done this challenge before. I think I submitted it about 9 months ago. So this is going to be a good opportunity to assess how much I've improved. So when you go down to the section after you've submitted it, it shows you what it's supposed to look like, right? And what your submission looked like. So you can see that my submission is completely off. So that being said, let me jump right into VS Code. Alright, so we are in VS Code. I've opened up a new terminal and I'm using bash, right? Cool. So first things first, right? I need to cd into my desktop by running cd desktop so that I'm in my desktop directory, and I'm gonna make a directory called challenge1 or challenge. How do you spell challenge, Buffett? Challenge1. Make directory challenge. Okay, cool. So I've made that, and then now I can basically cd into challenge1. Just check that I spell it correctly with a capital OE, with a capital O. Okay, so I'm in challenge1 now, and I can open it in VS Code by running code with a space and a, what do they call that, a full stop? I think they call it a full stop. It's most likely not a full stop, but let's call it a full stop. So code with a space and full stop, and you press enter. They should open up a new window, and let me just position it properly. And now you will see that you are in this folder called challenge1, right? So if we open up a new terminal inside here, I like using bash, just a preference. You can make files by running touch index.html. This is a CSS and HTML challenge, so we'll keep it simple. So you can see now right here, there is that new file. I'll create a second one called style.css, and you'll see it pop up there. Cool. Now I'm gonna go into my HTML. I'm gonna run, what do they call this thing, bro? This yeah, that thing, right? I'm gonna run that, and I'm gonna press enter. This gives you the basic structure of HTML documents. I'm gonna give it a title of QR code, right? And inside my header, I'm gonna link to my style sheet. So if you have Emmet, you can just type link and press enter. If you do not, good luck typing all of this out. These things really help, man. Right, so now my thought process right now, as I look at the design, I'm basically breaking this thing up into components, right? So I have this white area here with the curved edges with the box shadow. So that's my parent element. So let's just create the parent element. I'm gonna run dot parent, right? Cool. Now because it's a div, right? Div needs some sort of content in it. So I'm just gonna type in a paragraph, right? And I'm gonna run lorem times 1. What the hell? I'll press the shortcut lorem Do I have numbers lock on or something? Okay, let me just type in random stuff just so we can get this over and done with. Now, I haven't run it yet, so let me run it. Open with live server. It should show us our document here, and this is what we see, right? This is the parent element with this paragraph tag within the body. Now that brings us to our style.css. Let's start with the body itself. You could select all, but this project is really not that deep, bro. So our body, generally the width, we want it to take up all the available width, and we want our body to take up all the available height. There is a new property called DVH, dynamic viewport height, right? Which helps in like responsive design. But if you're interested in learning more about that, do let me know and I can cover it in our coming videos. So with 100% minimum height 100 VH, so this basically is saying that, hey, I want my body tag to take up all the space that's available on the page. Just so we can visualize it, I'm gonna give it a background of red. That's cool. Now you see the body, right? And just so I can align everything centrally, I'm gonna go with Flexbox. Again, if you are new to Flexbox and you'd like me to make a video covering Flexbox, not to say I'm an expert myself, always learning, you know, but I think I'm pretty good with Flexbox. I think so, not sure, but if you're interested, let me know. Display flex. Do I need to give it a flex direction? No, because it's the body, I don't have to. So I'll just align my items centrally and I'll justify the content centrally. Cool, now everything is in the middle, right? So the body there can go. Cool, now I have this parent element that I want us to see. Actually, now that I think about it, the background on that picture was a bit grayish. That's a bit too much of a gray, so let me drop the opacity, close this up, and then we'll select our parent, right? Parent needs to have a background of white. Oh man, background white, right? So you can already see the parent. Now we just need to give it a bit of character, right? Minimum height, let's go with 50 VH for now. Okay, let me just go back here. It's taller than it is wider, so the height has to be more than the width. I think 35% is too small, so we'll give it 50%. I mean, we can work with this. It's got a border radius. I said border. It's got a border radius. So border radius is basically these curved edges that you see, right? And you give it that by saying border radius and whatever pixels you'd like. Wow, 20 actually looks proper. Just so you know, guys, this is live. Hey, I didn't pre-record this. I'm coding as we speak. So box shadow, 1 pixel, another 1 pixel. You can already see the box shadow, and I'm going to give it a blur property of 25 pixels. Seems a bit much, but we'll get there. And I think we'll leave the color as black, but generally black, straight up black is not a good way to go, you know. It's a bit, I don't know, it's a UI UX thing, man. Okay, so we got our parent component. Looks like we're getting there. So sadly for me, I forgot to download the assets actually. So just before that, just gonna quickly go back into Frontend Mentor, go to the challenge. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna need to speed this up. So speed up in 3, 2, 1.
Pass me the handy, I sip. The bitches I skip, but over the curve on the hip. Held on the game with no grip, but you better slip. And me and my niggas don't trip. These balls are my tools and I'm over equipped. I'm way too legit to be faking that drip. Don't hate on a hater, cause hating haters is a hate that's...
Alright, cool. So I finally got my assets in. If I click there, you'll see the QR code. They have provided us with the icon, but it's not that deep, eh? I've also adjusted my screen in order to be responsive, so for responsive design, and I've set it to the iPhone XR, right? So now that I've done all that, I just want to revise my sizing for this. 50 seems a bit long, bro. You know, this thing is not that tall, so I don't know. It's just a matter of scaling, maybe. Okay, that looks a bit more like it. I don't know, 60, 65 maybe. Okay, that looks a bit more squarish than a rectangle. Okay, cool. We got our parent, right? So remember, this was just so we can see some stuff on the screen. So we got our parent elements, right? Now we need to insert our image. How the fuck we gonna do that? Oh, excuse the swearing. But I think I want to just make it like a background. Honestly, I'm gonna make it a background. I could insert it as an image, but I'm just gonna say a div with the class of image, right? Actually no, let me give it a class of image with the image inside, and copy. Wait, did I copy the path or the relative path? Who the hell knows, bro? Okay, there we go. Our image is in. So now if we go back to, I just want to select it from the parent as an image, right? Let's first start with the image border, solid red. I like doing that. Just remove this for now, just so we can see this image. And now in my head I'm thinking, how am I going to split this into different components? So we've got the parent component, we've got the QR code image, and we've got a dark text and a lighter text, right? So right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give my parent a display of flex, and I'm gonna set the flex direction to column, right? I'm gonna align items centrally, justify content centrally, right? So basically what I'm telling it is the parent, whatever elements are inside, it must flow in a column sort of direction, not in a row. You'll see what I mean in a second. So I'll give this a width, right, of about, let's go 95, and I'll give it a height. So let's see here. So let's go with about 70% maybe. Let's see how that looks. It needs a min height, right? But it is a div and it doesn't have anything. Cool. So now we'll just paste our image again. There we go. Now in order to manipulate the image itself, I need to go again, parent, select the image div, and then select the actual image, right? So I'll just take this border solid red, take it away from there. So generally with the image, I think you give it a height or a width so that it fits perfectly into its parent. Cool, that's nice, that's cozy. Let me just drop this down to 60, right? And yeah, it's getting there, it's getting there. I hope I gave this a min height. Min height of 40 VH. Maybe if we bump it up a bit to 50. Yeah, let's stick with 50. And then instead of justifying my things centrally, I'm going to justify them at the start of the flex direction thingy, bro. But yeah, it's getting there. I see that my image has a bit of a border radius itself, right? Give it a border radius as well of 20 pixels. That's cool. So justifying everything, flex start puts it right at the top. We'll get to padding in a second, right? I just want to create. So there's multiple ways we can do what we're about to do now. We can just go with H1, right? And inside our H1, we're gonna say improve your front end. Guys, how is front end spelled? Does it have this dash or is it just answer? But anyways, improve your front end skills by building projects. Okay, cool. So let's tackle this H1 first. So I'm going to select it by saying inside my parent I want this H1 tag. So this div, image div, and the H1 tag are actually siblings basically, because they are in the same hierarchy when you look at the structure, whereas this image tag is a child of the image class, same way that the image class is a child of the parent class or parent div, and the parent div is the child of the body. Yes, cool. So it's good to always give it a bit of a alt text. Alt text basically shows up when your image is taking too long to load or something like that, right? So we're gonna go and I'm gonna say dot parent h1. I want the h1 tag in the parent, right? So just to show you that we're selecting that one properly, I'm gonna give it a border of red. Cool. So now let's go back to our design and look at this properly, right? Okay, so I've made this the image height is 60%, right? I've made it 60, which means I have 40% to play with. So I'm gonna give this a height of 20%, right? And I'm gonna drop the font size to maybe 1 rem. I don't know how big H1 generally is, so I'm gonna go with 1.2 rem, right? And all I'm gonna say is text align center. I know it has a bit of padding. I like 1 rem again. I mean, it's there or thereabouts. If we go back here, improve your front end skills by building projects. I don't know, man. Like I'd like all my things to be a bit uppercase, so I'm gonna say text transform, right? And you have many options here, but I'm gonna go with the capitalize, which should capitalize the first letter of each word, right? I prefer that. And then I'm gonna go with the color, right? And I don't want to make it black because you can see here it's not completely black. It's a offish black, like a bluish black, right? But we'll just go with a bit of a lighter black, or maybe if we can find something a bit bluish. Okay, now let's just keep it at a lighter black. Let me remove this. Boom, that's nice. It's getting there. So now we can move on to our p tag. So we're going to go back to our HTML, insert a p tag. All right, and what does the p tag say? It says scan the QR code to visit Frontend Mentor and take your, oh my goodness, that's long. Scan your scan the QR code to visit Frontend Mentor and take your coding skills to the next level. Cool. So programmers are lazy. Just gonna copy all this, press V, and I'm gonna put that P tag there. Right, so now you see that. Oh, now if I go back to my example, you can see my scan there. I think let me just give this a font weight of bold. That didn't do anything. That did not do anything. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go back to my P tag. This one is a bit grayer. Is grayer even a word? So now this is where I want to start making adjustments, right? So you can see all of my tags are there, right? I just removed padding from my paragraph and my H1. So if we contrast it now, it's there or thereabouts. So since we got all the basic structure in place, let me just make this smaller than the P tag. We've got our basic structure in place. I'm gonna go back to the parent and I'm gonna give it a padding. 2 rem is a bit wild. 2 rem is wild, bro. No, one rem looks weird also. Okay, I think it's just a matter of scaling the width. How long is this, by the way? 100. Okay, cool. 100% width. Improve your front end skills by building projects. I just want to see the gap between here. So to me, if you ask me, they have 2 containers here with a bit of padding. Build your front end skills by building projects. Improve your front end skills by building projects. Maybe they have a font family on there, you know, because I don't have a font family. I just have the default. So sans serif, let's go with sans serif. See how that changes everything up. I don't know. Don't particularly like it the way it looks. Let's go with Arial. Seems a bit better, but yeah, let me just boom copy this. I could have just done like a, you know, at the beginning of the page I could have done something like where you select all of them. Jeez, guys, I got a new keyboard and it doesn't seem to be functioning like other keyboards. But yeah, looking at this, scan the QR code to visit Frontend Mentor and take your coding skills to the next level. Looks good on mobile, right? Looks decent on mobile. I don't know, maybe we can drop the font size here to 0.9 rem. Looks clean. And then maybe we can scale this down as well. Oh, looks much better. It's there or thereabouts, right? So now the question is, where did they add this padding, bro? I feel like they added it to the left and right. So there's multiple ways I can do this. I can specifically go with padding left, 20 pixels. You can see there's now a bit of padding there. And I can go again, Control C, Control V, padding right. That's one way to do it, right? But understand that you could have just done it like this, and then you give it 4 properties to define your padding on the left, right, top, bottom, but I'm just gonna stick with padding left and padding right. So going back here, seems like that is a bit too much padding, so I'm gonna drop it to 10, half it, drop it to 10, and it's getting there. So I'm gonna copy paste this, put it on the H1, boom, and yeah, there we go. It's getting there, it's getting there, it's taking shape. So this took up 3 lines, this takes up 2 lines, 3 lines, perfect. So on mobile it's looking cozy. I mean, it's not exactly like 100% there. I don't know, man. Maybe if I played around with my parent component a bit more, cause I see that height 20, font size is it's okay. Yeah, man, I'm gonna just give this a lighter background. Boom, 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 boom. I think my box shadow is a bit exaggerated, hey? It's a bit exaggerated, but let's just tone it down a bit. 10 looks a bit too dark. 15, 20. I think it's more the color that's the problem, now that I look at it. And yeah, man, I mean, you can see that it's there or thereabout. Oh, okay, wait, now that I think about it, this doesn't look like it's centrally aligned. So I'm gonna go back to my H1. I know I aligned my text centrally. So what happens if I align it left? Add some more size. I don't know, it actually looks worse than before. But I mean, I think you guys can see it. That, hey dude, maybe there's a flex wrap. We'll give it a wrap property. Let's see. But anyways, let me just Control Z all that. We are coming to the end of this because we do have the component right here, and let's see how much we've improved by, bro. So if you look at my old submission right here, I mean, look at this. It is awful. But look at this one. Look at the old one. Look at this one. Old one, new one. Old one, new one. Challenge. New one, challenge. Old one, challenge. New one, old one, the challenge. So ladies and gents, that was my take on the QR code component from Frontend Mentor. I'll leave a link in the description should you want to take up the challenge. I'll also leave a link to my music because the song that was playing in the video is actually my song, and I'll leave a link to my LinkedIn if you want to connect. Thank you very much for joining. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get to the next one.
Pass me the handy, I sip. The bitches I skip, but over the curve on the hip. Held on the game with no grip, but you better slip. And me and my niggas don't trip. These balls are my tools and I'm over equipped. I'm way too legit to be faking the drip. Don't hate on a hater, cause hating haters is a hate that's contagious and really ain't shit. I'm a